Hey everybody, Joe Sangle here with the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by Fully Funded Life. We are helping you live a fully funded life, being able to do exactly what you've been put on earth to do, regardless of its cost or the income potential it may have. Let's talk about an economic principle. It's actually something that we do all day, every day, whether it's through economics or the use of our time or how we spend our time with people. It relates to money. It relates to a lot of areas of our life. It's an economic principle known as opportunity cost. I wanted to bring it to your attention today because opportunity cost is really defined as the next best alternative use of a resource. Since we talk about money a lot around here, let's say it that way. It is the next best alternative use of money. What does that really mean? It really means that if you use your money one way, you forfeit the right to use it another way. That money is finite. If I spend $10 on this lunch at Chipotle, I forfeit the right to spend those $10 at Academy Sports for some fishing lures. I'll also forfeit the right to invest those $10. Does that make sense? Like you can use money once. And so opportunity cost is an economic principle where you consider, hey, what are the other ways I could use this money before you actually use it in the way you're actually going to? When you think of it that way, it helps you make better decisions with your money. And my encouragement to you is to always consider at least 2 alternative uses of your money before you spend it for real. You have the way you want to spend it, and always ask yourself, hey, what are 2 other ways I could use this money? I think you'll be so glad that you did, because the way that I've found that can be very helpful with this is to write it down. When I think about it, I can get a jumbled set of thoughts in my head. I get confusion. I don't know if you've ever experienced confusion, but I certainly experience confusion, particularly when I'm thinking about alternative uses of things, specifically when it comes to my money. And so I use something called the mini budget. It's a free tool. It's available at our website, but we call it the mini budget and it's free. And you can click on the tools in the budgeting area of our website as well. And in the mini budget, I challenge people to plan the money 3 different ways before they spend it for real. 3 ways. The initial way they thought, and the 2 alternative ways. That is the opportunity cost of money. Now, do you do this for $10 that's in your pocket? Well, that can be helpful. It's a helpful exercise. But I really encourage you to use this opportunity cost thought process, this evaluative technique, anytime you encounter found money, not normal, found money. This can be a tax refund, a bonus, or if you sell an asset like a truck or a car and you get a chunk of money in your hands. It is in those moments that you have the best opportunity to maximize those dollars. And I have had many people that we coach here at Fully Funded Life who are getting a tax refund. This happens a lot in January and February. They're going to get a tax refund. They're so excited. They're going to use it for this. And I tell them that, that's really exciting. Hey, what are 2 other ways that you could spend the money? And a lot of times they're resistant at first because they already are confident that the way they thought of is really a great way to use the money. And I don't disagree with them. But what I want them to do is to get used to this idea of thinking about alternative ways to use money. Did you know I have never had a person or family leave that meeting saying, hey, we're going to use money all the way, 100% the way we had originally thought? Why? It's because we are humans and we tend to run to what's most urgent and top of mind. The things that we are thinking of most urgently, most frequently, what is most time relevant. But we don't always think about what the greatest benefit could be to us. And when we sit down and truly think about the alternative uses of the dollars, a lot of times, especially in the context of looking at wanting to live a fully funded life and looking at the fully funded life ladder, we find out there's better ways to utilize the dollars. And so I encourage you, use this concept, opportunity cost, to really make sure you maximize your dollars. That will help you speed up your climb to live a fully funded life. Hey, in this section, I want to talk about a very important concept in budgeting, and that is it's important to include fun in your budget. Yeah, I'm literally saying this out loud. Hey, make sure you include fun in your budget. Now, budgeting can mean no. It can mean this is terrible. It can mean, live in a box, eat crackers and ramen and sardines the rest of your life. That's what a lot of people view budgeting as. But you can include fun in your budget. In fact, the greater you focus on having fun included in your budget, the more likely you are to stick to your budget, right? Budgeting in of itself, not really fun unless you really love spreadsheets. And I happen to be one of those people. If I could spend 12 hours a day in a spreadsheet, I would just be so happy. I know that's probably not you. But what I really found is including fun in the budget, like golf for me, got me fired up. What is your fun that you want to fund with your budget? Hey, make sure that's included in your budget. You want to get your spouse on board? Hey, put some of the fun that they want to fund into your budget. After all, the word fund has fun in it. Okay? So here's what I know. No fun, well, that equals a blown budget because we like to have fun. And if you have no fun in your budget, it's going to be blown up. You're going to divert from how you said you're going to spend the money and you're going to blow it up. So here's what I would tell you. I would encourage you to be realistic. Recognize that we like to have fun. We like to enjoy life, and sometimes that takes resources. So be realistic and take a balanced approach. If you spend all of your money on fun, you're going to neglect really important things like planning for retirement, saving for your kids' college, saving for those known upcoming non-monthly expenses. If it's all on fun, if it's all on, planning for retirement, all for budgeting, and you can never have fun, that's not going to go well either. So be realistic and take a balanced approach. Here's what I know. Without fun, that word budget gets reduced to a 4-letter word. It's going to be no fun at all. It's going to be garbage. You're just going to want to quit, right? You will quit your budget. You thought it was some other 4-letter word, but I don't say those words. I don't find a use for them. It's just say, I'm going to quit. I'm not going to budget anymore. And so we want you to be able to budget. I've been able to successfully do a budget for more than 20 years. Every single month, I have a copy of every one of them. Yes, I'm a nerd, but I'm not broke anymore. And I have included fun in almost every one of those budgets. Yeah, there's been a few times we had to tighten it up a little more. There's been times we've been able to put more fun in there. But having fun in the budget, well, that avoids it becoming that 4-letter word, quit. I encourage you to check out our free tools. They're available at our website, fullyfunded.life. You can download the budget template. It allows you to be able to plan your money and include some fun in your budget. When you do so, you'll be able to stick to it. And when you stick to a budget for long periods of time, it equals financial success, and you will live a fully funded life. Hey, I hope the tips have been helpful to you today in the podcast. Hey, what are tips that you would share? What are the things that you would say about the topics that I shared with you today? Hey, share those in the comments that are available below. I think everybody would benefit greatly from you sharing your experiences with them. And hey, if you haven't checked it out, check out fullyfunded.life. I think you'll be so glad to be a part of that membership community where you can receive coaching, you can participate in challenges, you can take different courses on money topics that are of interest to you. More than anything, you'll be able to be a part of a community that is committed to win with their money and live a fully funded life. Have a great week, everybody.